Hello, my name is Chief Nze Oscar Ogogwa Mokeme, and I'm the founder and director of this great museum. This museum has been cited as one of the 10 best places in the country by the United Nations in 2009 as one of the best places to experience cultural diversity and traditional African art and culture. I will take you inside to discover what is inside this great little building, a treasure in the city of Portland, Maine. So let's go inside and explore. Come on. As you enter the museum, there are 3 distinct galleries in the museum. This is our contemporary gallery, and we are featuring a Nigerian artist from the Igbo culture named Uche Chima. Uche Chima's work is focusing on the idea of strings, using strings to weave and how these strings are all connected and bringing us all together. He also used great recycled materials, found objects, rice bags, gari bags, and different other materials found in nature that are discarded to come up with this idea of all these people who live on this planet and how these people are also polluting the planet. And also the idea of connectivity, using molecules as idea of energy that links all of us together in different ways, and we becoming the shadows that are behind the symbol of life. And as we enter the second gallery, we experience another incredible mask called Ngudo, Nwa-Udo, meaning the child of strings or ropes or things that connect us. Ngudo is exactly from Igbo tradition and again expresses the idea of the spirit of dryness. When you look at the object, the face is not very clear what it's expressing. The color black deals with the mystery, the drips of red cloth they're dealing with blood, meaning life. The Igbo idea is that when Chineke is trying to bless us or bring what we call ngozi, which is blessing, the Chineke works in mysterious ways, bringing dryness to us. In African culture, we believe that Chineke wants us to be some sort of a bait so that Chineke will catch us. When Chineke catches you, Chineke will roast you, he will cook you, he will fry you, it will refine you just like the gold are refined through the flames of fire to become pure gold and beautiful ornament. So during this time that Chineke is refining us by creating this mysterious energy which could come across as problems and challenges and dryness, we are being prepared to receive the blessings of abundance or ngozi or the grace or amala Chineke, the grace of Chineke. And the idea is that these mysterious things will put you through transformation, and often we focus on the problems and not the outcome of this transformation. So the spirit of dryness reminds us about the dark time of the soul when our soul goes into a quiet place for better clarity, or when these challenges come to us for us to understand what is ahead of us, to endure these delays before the success will come. And that is the idea of the spirit of dryness. At the end, you grow on. You have strength, stamina to enjoy the abundance that life will bring to you. Because we said that he who have life has everything. As you have entered the second gallery is called the Heritage Hall. The Heritage Hall is a hall where we exhibit the collection of items from African people who have made the state of Maine or New England their new home. And within that Heritage Hall, I'll bring you to this particular mask called Udibwa. Udibwa Ubu Irunabo, meaning the bearer of two faces. It's a genus spirit mask. But one interesting thing with the mask is the teeth and the vessel that he carries on his head. In Igbo cultural perspective, we believe that we all carry ite, owu ite, on our heads, or the ite that contains owu meaning burden. The idea is not what is in the pot that matters, it's how heavy the burden is. You look at the mask, you can also see two horns projecting downwards. You can also see a white line that runs down the face. You can also see the teeth. Most of the teeth in African art expresses the idea of force or someone who has come to enforce a certain moral value or the laws of nature. The greatest law of nature is love. When you remember to be still and calm and centered, this law will manifest. And when you look at the mask, you see that the teeth is very large, emphasizing that it is with love that you should be able to put down your owu ite, or whatever pot you're carrying on your head. The horn, symbol of strength, say, have the strength to put this down. And as you let go and trust the outcome, life will begin to change for everyone. And that is the idea behind Udiba Spirit Mask. This is Omalugo Nwebune Spirit Mask. The Omalugo is the flagship of Oba. The Ebune is the idea of the ram. The ram is a very powerful spirit in Igbo tradition and across the Jewish land, or the Hebrews, where the Igbos came from. If you go back to the history, you find out that Jesus himself was the Lamb of God who put down his life for others. Abraham wanted to sacrifice his son Isaac, and somehow a ram manifested for the sacrifice. So when we talk about the idea of ram, this is the ram that represents all this icon and great idea of service and sacrifice. This sort of mask encourages us to think about service. If you look at the horn are curved, meaning have strength to give back. The idea of the Ibne is to question, how do we give, or what do we give to our communities? How do we serve? Not only what our community will do for us, but what do we bring back to serve? How are you of service? This is a great idea to encourage youths and younger people to think about service in the libraries, in school, in their community, volunteering and doing some great work through service. Now you're entering our mask room called Unomwo. Unomwo is the house where the sacred masks and powerful masks are kept. The collection of masks in this room are from the 9 villages of Oba. Oba is a town with great artistic qualities and medicinal and traditional powers. It was the headquarters of Idemili South in Anambra State. There have been great master artists that came from Oba, including Roland Ndefo, Sami Sulugede Azoka, and Sunday from Aboji village. And their grandfathers have produced great masks that have been used in communicating so many deep wisdom and ideas for all the Idemili local government and probably the whole Anambra state. Now I want to talk to you about the spirit of Obuota. The Obuota is a great spirit that marched from Isu Ebi village in Oba. Isu happens to be the village where my ancestors, my mother's family came from. And the idea of Obuota, the name Obue, Ota, meaning he grows tall. Obue, Ota means he grows short. It reminds us that in life, things are not always the same. Sometimes things are good, it will rise. And sometimes things are bad. It will descend. And they are both equally okay. Because when things are bad, that is when you get to appreciate when things are good. The idea of Ubota, when you look at the face again, the color is black. Mysteries, the mysterious energy of life is an ability to look away from the pain and suffering that we encounter when things changes for us. We believe that when you pay attention or put focus energy on a particular situation, the intensity of that energy increases. The idea is that when you focus energy on a particular issue or challenge, the intensity or the pain from that particular issue increases. So the mask asks us to look away and question, what are we supposed to learn from every situation? We believe that in every situation, no matter how difficult or challenging it is, there's something for us to learn in it. And that is the idea of Obue Ota. Question. The math, it questions. Question things. Think before you act, so that your actions will not come back and harm you. From the same Isu village comes Osokwu Isu. Osokwu Isu is one of the most powerful spirit masks that we have in the collection, if not the greatest of it. So the Isu people have invented this sort of spirit mask to communicate the sacredness of life and the complexities of challenges that we're going to encounter as we continue to transform ourselves in this universe of life. With that brings us the idea of a Kanga spirit mask. The Ikanga spirit mask comes from the Umuagale village. This is also made within the 1800s. Very incredible artistic classical Igbo art. When you look at the Kanga spirit mask, you begin to see different forms. The idea of self on the face. The idea of self-knowledge that questions, who are you? What are you? Why are you here? In the Igbo it says, Onye kebo, Ogene kebo, Ogene kine meba. Why are you here? What is your purpose in this lifetime? And then this mask also brings us to the top, where it tells us that in life, there's a cycle of time that we exist in this universe of life. And in each cycle, we have pots, ite, or iko. We say ikogiju enamo. When your cups are filled, you will die. So these cups can be number of years. Some people are given 100 pots, 100 years. Some people may be given 50 pots, 50 years. 10 cups, 10 years. But the idea is that each year you fill a cup with certain things, a behavior, or some actions. We measure our time in Igbo culture by our creative accomplishments and deeds, not really by the tick of a clock. So it's what you put in your cup that counts. When your cups are filled, this body will die. Ikogiju inamo. And when your cups are filled, you see the king in the pyramid, or the kinga in the center, is the soul. The soul will be judged based on what you have in your cup. And that determines whether the soul will climb down of this ladder and reincarnate in the chain of lineage, your linear family, umunna. And that's why when you have a child, they say the baby looks like your grandfather or your grandmother. It means the spirit of your grandparents have reincarnated back into the lineage of that particular umunna or the village. And then also, this sort of mask encourages us about the seeds we leave behind. If you look, you see the seed pods. The seeds becomes the legacy we leave behind when we are done. And then also, this legacy determines what kind of ladder and wall we are going to climb. Are you carrying your ladder and climbing the wall, the ladder of success, on the wrong wall? Or are you carrying your ladder and climbing on the right wall? Most often, when you carry your ladder and climb to the wrong wall, you get to the top, you begin to fill your cup with different negative and deviant behavior, or negative behaviors. And then there's unfulfillment, unsatisfaction that will lead the person to climb down and carry their ladder to the right wall, where you find simplicity, satisfaction in whatever deed you find yourself doing. And that is the idea of a Kanga spirit mask.